It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say.
KBL, you a menace.
Yeah. It's a lot of little boys out here talking that talk, but ain't spinning and walking that walk. 5 bills to get you whacked, 50 shots up in this Mac, face shots to make the news, we just step when they relax, group chats to get you tapped, forehead up in my lap, when they pump we run it back, tell my youngin' cut no slack, 5 bills to get you whacked. What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young Aunt Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing. Press that button, and if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young Aunt Hefe, and I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics is going to be Mizzy Cash. A lot of people might not be familiar with Mizzy Cash, but if you living on this earth and you living in this world, you shall become familiar with the inhabitants and everything on this earth if you shall in or will. So Mizzy Cash is a Boston rapper, and you could say Mizzy Cash was having some success, as a lot of these rappers who come out of these cities have success in the streets. Names are very controversial videos, weapons being flashing, lasers being flashing, things that they know the masses are going to like and that they're going to take into. They like a good get you whacked song, you know what I'm saying? 50 racks on your head. You know how I go. They love the goon music. You know what I'm saying? Definitely when it's coming from a good young YN that got some swag. So Mizzy Cash, it looks like this beef is nothing out of the ordinary. As I've been seeing in hip hop, with rappers being slaying, a lot of these rappers were friends before their beefs. They were friends, rapping with each other, grew up with each other. Both decided to start rapping. One was popping than the other, or they might both had the same clout, and they made it a competition. And sometimes competition turned deadly, and it shouldn't even be no competition with man that you grew up with over hip hop and anything generally, because it's enough money on the table for everybody to eat. All these titles everybody want to come in. Oh, I got the city, I own the city, I'm Mr. this, I'm Mr. that. Like sometimes these titles will get you in trouble, get you in battles, and get you in scrimmages that don't even have to happen, or that you might not want to be in, because as we all know, it could be devastated. You could be 6 feet deep, or you could be getting judged by 12 and getting that letter. So it looks like Mizzy Cash and this other guy that was alleged that he unallied was friends at one point in time. They both was aspiring up and coming rappers. However the beef happened, it happened. I don't know. Y'all that probably followed this story a few years ago and know about it, y'all probably know how this whole thing went down. But these were both Boston rappers coming up that were friends before rapping, Starr rapping. Seemed like they got into it. Allegedly one pulled up on the other. A life was taken. They had witnesses, as well as the other guy who was assaulted and died. Before he passed away, the police asked him who on the scene had unallied, who on the scene who had assaulted or shot him, and the names off his lips was Mizzy Cash. Later on, he was transported to the hospital. I guess on that operating table, he flatlined and was sent to the upper room. Mizzy Cash started being investigated. I guess the investigation they did on him, description they had, a car or whatever, gave them enough evidence and probable cause to arrest Mizzy Cash. Mizzy Cash got arrested on top of that. It's being said that Mizzy Cash mama came out speaking, saying that he was going to turn himself in, or that she told him to turn himself in, as if she knew he did this homicide. However, we about to get into this content, and you already know it's the halfway and half effect. We're going to commentate.
Through court documents, we learned that the victim and the suspect in this case knew each other and that they had problems going back more than 2 years.
Cut that nigga off cause he got fake tendencies, so when he mention loyalty, he better not mention me. I'm making moves, want me to chill, I can't do that. I fell off, I'm back on my feet, I got my groove back. And if I give you something to move, then you gon' move that. My nigga prove that, we shooting first, we don't shoot back.
Mr. King, the state police alleged that on July 10th of this year, he committed the offense of murder.
He'd been shot in the chest. The responding officer immediately applying first aid as the wounded man said he couldn't breathe. The officer, realizing the man was dying, asked him who shot him, and the man said, Mizzy Cash. July 10th, 2021, the Milton Police Department received a 911 call at 6:07 p.m. for a man that was shot. Officers arrived on scene locating a 25-year-old man laying in the grass between the street and the sidewalk. He'd been shot in the chest. The responding officer immediately applying first aid as the wounded man said he couldn't breathe. The officer, realizing the man was dying, asked who shot him, and the man said Mizzy Cash. It was all he was able to say as he began fading in and out of consciousness. Transported to Boston Medical Center, Marquise Simmons underwent emergency surgery and died on the operating table. Investigators spoke with witnesses at the shooting scene. One was walking groceries into his cousin's home when he heard 2 shots and saw 2 males running down the road. He stated both men were wearing face masks and tracksuits. The witness saw the victim laid out on the ground, so he took his shirt off to apply pressure to his chest before calling 911. Lastly, the witness said he didn't hear any argument before shots were fired. Police retrieved security camera footage from Tucker Elementary School around the corner from the shooting scene. Footage revealed a black Mercedes with tinted windows driving by at a high rate of speed. Another witness heard the shots, went to the front of her home, and saw the Mercedes driving erratically with a main license plate attached. Investigators looked into the last words from the victim that night, the name Mizzy Cash. Police quickly identified 21-year-old Boston rapper Miles King, who's had numerous interactions with Milton police in the past and had previously been identified by his alias. Investigators observed multiple YouTube videos of Miles with a necklace reading Mizzy, and he'd previously been arrested in 2019 in a stolen vehicle with a loaded handgun. What came as a surprise was he was arrested in the stolen vehicle with the loaded gun in front of the home of the
No card reader? No problem. Jim's got you covered. Accept any payment, debit, credit, Apple Pay, or digital wallet.
Victim he was now suspected of killing. Mizzy was listed as living in Milton, literally minutes away from the victim's home, and detectives had previously seen a black Mercedes parked at Mizzy's house with a main license plate. A detective had drove past Mizzy's home before responding to the murder scene, observing a black Mercedes in the driveway and a woman standing at the rear of the vehicle manipulating the license plate. He was unable to read the plate, but was able to confirm it was a Massachusetts plate, not Maine. The detective made eye contact with the woman, who immediately stopped what she was doing as the detective continued on to the shooting scene, where he later connected the vehicle to the shooting. Returning to the home where it was parked at, the Mercedes was now gone. Detectives interviewed Mizzy's mom at the home, who stated she last saw her son at her salon in Roxbury. She gave him a haircut around 5:30 and then he left. She said she last spoke with him around 8:30 that night and told investigators she knew he was involved in a shooting, advising he was going to turn himself in. After the shooting, Mizzy Cash was arrested at the Milton police station on a warrant for murder. July 12, 2021, Mizzy Cash appeared in court. Details emerging as the district attorney explained how Mizzy allegedly murdered Marquise after Marquise pulled up to his house on a scooter, only making it a few yards before being gunned down. Authorities had yet to release a motive for the murder, but family believed it stemmed from the fact that both men were rappers and used to be friends, and that Mizzy had a vendetta against Marquise dating back to when he was arrested outside of the victim's house 2 years prior. The victim's
This shit crazy. People act like it ain't enough money to go around for everybody. People want to be greedy. People want the limelight. People want to shine the most. I salute people like them ghetto boy dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like Peasy, like Mike, you know what I'm saying? Who else? Rio the OG. A lot of dudes in these cities do not know how to get money with each other and or share the wealth or allow the wealth to go around for everybody to eat. Everybody wants to be the North Star. Everybody wants to be the brightest and shining star. So what it's looked like is being explained through this investigation is that these guys was friends, and it's really not saying what they fell out about, but it looked like Mizzy, I'm saying, and him start having problems. At whatever point in time they start having problems, it looked like Mizzy went to jail in front of his house. Whenever he went to jail from in front of his house, I don't know if they got down, if they was, you know what I'm saying, having words, somebody, mama, neighbor, somebody called the police. However, the beef was on, and at some point the beef got thick because Marquise was allegedly unalive. You know what I'm saying? So doing this unaliving, they really don't have no evidence but two masked men in jogger shoots, which meaning that they face were concealed. But Marquise was being confronted. Marquise get knocked down. They say they see two suspects running. They say these two suspects allegedly hopped inside a Benz Mercedes, gone. Supposedly, these dudes don't even live too far from each other. So once they get on the scene from a neighbor calling the police and trying to apply pressure to the Marquise dude, police pull up on the scene. Who shot you? He tell the police that Mizzy Cash. Police start looking up Mizzy Cash, asking questions, doing an investigation. Off the back, it leads to who Mizzy Cash is. People in Boston know him. He's an up-and-coming aspiring rapper. He's been in trouble. He also has a rap sheet, and it seems like other police and or detectives know this dude as well. So they start surveilling the house, so they see the black Benz Mercedes that was reported by a witness or somebody that was on the scene. And they actually said that at one point in time they want to see that they seen that the license plates was tampered with, or somebody was coming out tampering with the license plate. However, they came back another time. They said the Mercedes was gone. They pull up on the house, holler at Miz's mother, and like Mizzy's mother, like that day she gave him a haircut. He left getting a haircut from her hair salon around this time, and she basically said that she knew that he was involved in that shooting and advised him to turn himself in. So, however that happened, I don't know what the relationship with him and his mother is today, but he was apprehended. He go down for this. Let's get back into the rest of what happened. You already know it's the halfway and the half effect. We're going to commentate.
News saying she's numb because she lost her sister. 2 years later, she lost her dad. And 2 years after that, she's now lost her son. Mizzy Cash, at only 21 years old, was facing life for the murder of his friend turned enemy. But in June of 2025, almost 4 years later, Mizzy Cash has been released after beating his murder case.
Yeah! That niggas up. I keep that niggas up. He said niggas is really old, nigga. Niggas is really old.
Boston blogs would share videos of his release in the hopes that he's able to get back to dropping music just in time for the summer. With Boston's rap scene falling victim to the crabs in a bucket mentality, hopefully one artist is able to make it out and shed light on the city, because all it takes is one. But to beat a murder case in which the victim's last words were your name, your car was seen fleeing the scene, your own mom said you were involved in a shooting, to beat that murder case is nothing short of a miracle. And hopefully, Mizzy Cash takes full advantage of the chance that he now.
So, y'all watched this segment and y'all heard it like I heard it. And what you can say, with evidence that was presented, boy, he's lucky. He's lucky as a lottery ticket that just hit on a quick pick. On top of that, if he knows what's best, he better take full advantage of success, because this is big controversy in itself. This is the type of stuff they want, type of stuff they scouting to see. Labels and all. It's good for their business. I've never heard his music or listened to his music, but I can expect from just seeing what I'm seeing in his video, green lasers, you know what I'm saying, hand movement, signs being thrown, and the unallied and marquees, that he stand on business or portraying to stand on business. Now, I wonder what his relationship like is with his mother. Do he feel like he put his mother in a vulnerable situation to where she was left with no choice but to say and or implement that he was in this shooting, and would likewise turn himself in, because as you see, he turned himself in. It never really is said what Mizzy went to jail for in front of Marquis' house. But obviously, he went to jail in front of this dude's house, and from there, it seemed like that it was up. Now, where I'm kind of confused at, it's saying that Marquis basically pulled up on a scooter in front of this man's house, or like some yards within this man's house, before hauled down with that good old gunfire. Now, you got him being unalive with the yards of this man's house. You got the same black Mercedes that they said that this man drive, identified on the scene. You got this man mama also telling authorities that he in fact did this, and the man, I guess he went to trial and beat it. What could you say? One thing for sure, hopefully this don't turn him up anymore to where he feel like he the Teflon Don and he be placed in a situation again. Furthermore, it's an ugly situation for Marquis' mama, because it looked like death been coming in abundance to her family. She had lost a lot of family members, and now Marquis. But Mizzy Cash is out. It looked like the juror ruled in his favor, regardless of what evidence the prosecution tried to present against him. Obviously, the case was not strong enough, and or was too many loopholes for him to be found guilty. Now he's free. But as you see, from Young Boy to Dirk, I could just name rappers who were just like been friends or had friends in this rap industry, and just over rapping, women, different things got to do with our culture that's nonsenseful. Beefs that started, which led to alleged bodies being dropped. And it's a cold game out here, man. And hopefully people really take the insight and learn from what's going on from around them. But with that being said, we gonna conclude that there. It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing. Press that button, and if you ring that notification bell, I'm gonna bring you mail.
We all from 8 Trade Gangster Crip.
Born and raised.
That's right, born and raised. And we still run fades, baby.